successful. What the heck is that? That was like 8 minutes of stream and then disconnected, reconnected. What the heck is going on with Twitch today? Hold on. Oh, now I got some instability there, but it also says that it's an uptime of 9 minutes. I got a notification saying that the stream has been dropped, and look, there goes the bitrate again. And now on the dashboard it says it's been less than a minute. Is this just a bad Twitch day? Is that what's going on here? I want to keep playing. It's only been like 4.5 hours of stream. But if it's gonna act up like this, that's no fun. Still dropping frames again. Man. What a fucking asshole Twitch is being today. It's not my internet, because I know the internet is good. But what's going on with this? Why do I have this? Not that. Why do I have this mess going on where it stays good for a good long while and then suddenly it drops a whole bunch all at once, and if I'm unlucky it drops so much that the stream just goes kaput. Goes kaput kaput. What's going on with this? Why do I have that happening? Should I just disconnect? Wait for an hour? And then start again? Should I call the stream here and finish this game another time? Should I play the game and every game here on in windowed mode so I can keep my eye on the bitrate as if there's anything I can do to respond to it? It claims to be stable now, but it also claimed to be stable like 8-9 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago now? That's 2 strikes against it. One, disconnecting right before the very end of the episode, but also 8 minutes after reconnecting. Let's see what speed test has to say. But we know that my speed test is good, because my internet is good. Gonna test it on the tablet so I don't interrupt anything on the computer, on the desktop. It's the same Wi-Fi anyway. Not raining, not storming, not overly windy, so it can't be the weather having an effect on me. Speed test is go. What do you have to say, Ookla? Download speed already phenomenal, 350 megabytes per second down. 400 for 11. Now, download speed isn't important for streaming, but I'm still amazed to see those kind of numbers. Upload speed 130, 140, 150 megabytes per second up, 170? Holy shit. 165, 164? So internet is good. We know it's not me then. Twitch servers. Have I tried praying or sacrificing a small animal to any gods or goddesses? I feel like that requires being a mega streamer. I gotta be one of those streamers that everybody inexplicably worships and takes all of their word as, you know, we gotta be like real partner, not just petty partner, but we gotta be the aristocracy of Twitch and YouTube with millions of views and millions in partnership and ad monies before animal abuse for better quality becomes an option to me. Maybe one of the minor gods will listen. Well, this whole game is about some kind of minor cosmic thing, right? How could I pierce the veil and get the attention of these obscure gods if the stream is going to disconnect before I can get to him? The god of stubbing my toe or something. That sounds very Pratchett. Like the oh god of hangovers. Well, it sounds foolish to say, but the bitrate seems stable now. 7 minutes in after disconnecting from an 8-minute stream section, it looks stable enough. Yeah? I'm gonna jinx it, but it looks stable now. So what say before we hop into... Do I want to hop into episode 3? This episode took like 3 hours. Let's do it. Let's try to do episode 3 then. So first, let me grab myself a BRB. Gonna top off on tea. Cats have been fed, waters are good otherwise. Gonna resupply. And then we'll try to go through episode 3, see how long it's gonna take. The first season was pretty brisk. We finished it at not too a bad pace. And then each episode alone so far seemed to be about half the length of the entirety of season 1. So this could be a 2-day stream. It could be we could push into overtime, get episode 3 done, and then episode 4 is going to be an all-day affair. Or it could be that they're a lot quicker from here on out. Who knows? But first... Alright, looks like the bit rate has remained good. 23 minutes into fucking third segment of the stream. Third segment, with one segment being 4 hours, second one being 8 minutes. Oh, don't disappoint me, Twitch. We got 2 more episodes to do. Previously on The Last Door. Giving us a whole paragraph this time as a necessary step to understanding the mysterious disappearance of Dr. Wakefield's patient Jeremiah Devitt. The doctor's colleague Johann Kaufman visited the manor of Professor Wright. Years before, Wright had been Kaufman's mentor in the occult, but since then he had been afflicted with a mental condition, could remember nothing. To discover the Wright's research had been funded by the playwright, the secret organization by Andrew P.3, with Kaufman in bed due to sudden illness. Wakefield followed the clues up by the eccentric Professor Wright, leading to the darkness of an underground labyrinth. There was something waiting down there, alive and imprisoned in the cave. In the deepest chamber of the tunnel, Wakefield might withdraw a result Professor Wright from a spirit, which had been connected across all that sort of a key. And since terror is a major part of opening said gate, good morning, Onyx, then maybe he didn't really get mauled by a spider. Onyx, why aren't you napping in bed? He was right there behind me the whole time. But I gave him a piece of cheese. Onyx, you kicked my key. You kicked my mouse, Onyx. And that means I didn't see what that read. Episode 1, Playwright. Episode 2... Wait, I press continue? I press continue, not next. Yeah, I know. Hurry it up. Get me out of here. Main menu. Onyx, go back to napping. I got no more cheese for you, baby. Oh, next episode's all the way up here in text, no button. Dearest visitor. The reunion? For 3 days, you must wait. Until the terror takes hold of me? We have a candle. Is that the same march as before, or is this a different place? Alone amongst these dead stones. He's watching the cursor. Only then will you be ready. You guys can't see it, but I'm moving the cursor around like this because Onyx has been enraptured by it. Yeah, Onyx, I'm making that move. And he's lost interest. Nope, there he goes again. You gonna catch it, Onyx? You gonna try to catch the crosshairs? Is he gonna make the connection between the man walking and the crosshair? He's a very studious cat right now. Need a second webcam just to focus on Onyx and show exactly what he's doing. To complete your journey, Mr. Ashdown. Ashdown, was that Hugo? Are we finally going to see Hugo, whose face and name were scratched out? Oh, he almost tried to catch it. These cats have to be baited with their toys and games. You can't just, like, wiggle the thing in front of them. You gotta try to, like, play prey at a distance. And then you get close, and then they'll try to lunge for it. You could tease them up close and try to lure them out. It's kind of like fly fishing in that way. Ooh. We playing Chrono Trigger? I think I can remember. Oh, did you try to catch a clock or the cursor that time, Onyx? It's terrible screech. That's just my phone notification. It's fine. He's doing it. He's trying to catch it. He was just staring, and now he's got his paw up, trying to swipe at the cursor. Ah, there he goes. There he goes. But it was not that of an animal. You know what? This is too cute. I gotta record this. Ah, he bit. He didn't try to swipe that time. He bit at the screen. You're not gonna bite again, Onyx? You've learned your lesson? Ah, he did it! He tried to bite! Okay, then I turn that audio off, we'll do this mute because I sound like a dork. Save. And then send. What's this text? Supposed to have delivery. Could you see if it's by the door? We don't live with thieves. It'll be fine. I'll check it later. It was not that of an animal. There was something human in it. A desperate cry for forgiveness. Escaping Wright's maze is a sound effect. Messaging me on Discord and text telling me to check for his package. He's still running? This is so well animated. This escape into the sea. They found me on the beach, unconscious, clutching the piece of wood that had saved me from drowning. When at last I awoke, the letter was waiting on my table. Don't tell me Johann's passed on. Lieber Wakefield, I write this letter in my last moments of lucidity. You're blocking part of the screen, Onyx. I have not received word from you since I regained consciousness, but I am confident that you will soon return with information that is crucial to our investigation. The bravery that you demonstrated in the face of these latest discoveries is worthy of my most sincere admiration. He's talking about the bullshittery with the Twitch servers. I must now ask you yet for more courage. The doctors were unable to determine the cause of my sudden illness, nor have they found a cure. I have not much time left. My greatest regret is that I must abandon you to the most difficult tasks that lie ahead. I implore you to persevere, now that we are so close to finding an answer. The professor's documents are filled with references to a place of dark legend. The Chronomiaden. Chronomiaden? An ancient sanctuary on the island of Elismore. The exact location of Chronomiaden has been lost, but the professor believed that his secrets may explain why his experiments met with such disastrous results. You must find this place, mein Freund. I do not need to remind you to exercise the uttermost discretion. I have complete trust in you. Oh, he did die! Always your friend, Johann Kaufmann. Because we silenced the birds and the visitor came. We took both Professor Wright and Herr Dr. Johann. Where you going, Onyx? Just standing by the edge of the desk? You stepping down? With Kaufman gone, I found myself lost. My life suddenly devoid of meaning. I can't go back to the left. So we can't ask that busty lady at the far left to fill that Kaufman-shaped hole. It was as though my friend had written a letter to a person who no longer existed. Weeks passed, maybe months. I did not count the time, but the day came when I realized there was no other option. These protagonists between these two games, every time somebody dies, and they're given a letter that encourages to move on and take action, they keep taking days, weeks, and months grieving. What the heck? Have you no sense of urgency when your dead friend tells you to do something? To honor my friend's memory, I had to keep looking. I had to find Jeremiah Devitt. You in here, Jeremiah? No? Wherever he was. It's been official months now. It was weeks since his disappearance the first time, and now it's been months on top of that. I'm sure even Scotland Yard would take him for dead with this much absence. I can see an island in the distance. Ellis Moor. Season 2, Episode 3, Reunion. Are we going to find young Jeremiah now? Reunion title. His conviction to find Mr. Devitt wherever he may be. And here we are, the island of Ellis Moor. Thank you very much. Ellis Moor. According to Kaufman's letter, the legendary Chronomeaden can be found here. As Kaufman emphasized, I must exercise discretion. For all I know, the playwright is watching. So, when will you be back? Tomorrow at first light, probably. I'll be delivering supplies in the mail. See you then. As you wish, Dr. Wakefield. Am I expecting much mail? But I'll take the food. If that's what he means by supplies. Oh, there's other people here. Good evening. Visiting? I hope you enjoy your stay. There's a path up here. Good evening, my name is Wakefield. I have just arrived on the island. You ought to speak with Lord Donnan, then. This isn't going to be a Wicker Man situation, is it? I beg your pardon? Lord Donnan, you should see him. Good evening. Welcome to Ellis Moor. Is all she has to say. Town drunk? Excuse me? A visitor. Visitors are most welcome in Ellis Moor. Yes, they are. Because we get to be the sacrifice? The wisdom of silence. Wheel, take it. An abandoned wheel? If it's abandoned, no one's gonna miss it if I take it? Base of the cog's workmanship, part of a complex industrial mechanism, but someone has tried to fit it crudely onto the broken bicycle wheel. How on earth did it come to be in a village like this? An industrial cogwheel. Windows open, lights are on. Hey neighbor, don't mind me just peeking in, saying hello. Nice blouse. Locked. Excuse me, are you Mr. Wakefield? I am. I have a message from Lord Donnan. Lord Donnan? To our most recent visitor, Mr. Wakefield, it is customary in Elis Moor to welcome strangers with hospitality. I should be honored if you would accept this invitation to join me at my manor for dinner and amiable conversation with your new friend Lord Donnan. Either word travels really, really fast, or the playwright organization that includes people in high echelon includes the lord of this island too. Donnan Manor's all the way out there. I like the central lake. Fish and potatoes. Fish smells slightly rotten. Suddenly getting some Fawn Hobbs barrel memories. Locked. Again, it's low. Reach over the top and unlatch it. Locked. Village graveyard. This is low enough. You could just step over it. Just put your knee really high up, step, and launch yourself over. To the Donnan Manor. I feel like this might be a big one. They got snakes on the floor. We gonna get Mithras now? Well, Dr. Wakefield, you're here on holiday then? Yes, indeed. I have come to enjoy a rest, somewhere far away from the stresses of city life. I see. Well, if it's distractions you've come looking for, you've chosen the right time of year for it. These days we celebrate a very special tradition of our kin. Something unique. We call it the Festival of Reunion. I had no idea that you guys were sister cities with Madagascar. Fascinating. May I ask, what does it entail? According to tradition, for the next 3 nights, the spirits of reunion leave the confines of the other side and roam the hills of Elis Moor. We wear costumes and masks. The spirits will not recognize us and make us targets of their mischief. Certain rites take place too. Nothing you'd be interested in, fertility, orgies, you know how it is these backwoods folk. But I should not bore you with the details. You shall have occasion to see for yourself. Large statue, eroded by the passage of time. Exotic blend of black tea, nice. Painting. 2 engraved panels on the wall. Ancient, but cannot decipher their meaning. Odd mosaic adorns the floor, 2 snakes biting each other. That is an ancient depiction of docking or frottage. Engraved panels. Do the panels on the wall represent a classical theme? I cannot seem to place it. They are the panels of the first king of Elis Moor. In the days of the Druids, we worshipped the great Lord Lu, and our king did right by those beliefs. Then how about the snake's mosaic? I cannot help noticing this remarkable mosaic. It looks authentic. Yes, it is. Although some historians might disagree, we believe that this manor was built atop an ancient Roman villa. In our traditions, the double serpents represent a sentinel that protects us from the terrible threat hidden within itself. And the statue? It's remarkable. What does it represent? It is Lug Lamphida, a hero and high king of our myths. I'm also going to butcher these words and names too. You seem to be knowledgeable about Elis Moor's folklore. I should very much like to learn about that island's history in more detail. It is true that we in Elis Moor cleave to the ancient traditions. We haven't lost touch like some of those on the mainland. But I am no expert. If you are really interested, you should talk to Miss Foster. Please forgive my indiscretion, but do you consider yourself a religious man, Mr. Wakefield? Wicker man, wicker man, wicker man. Why, yes. Yes, I do. You seem so certain. Might I ask why? Been educated of the faith? There must be an unmoved mover? I'm not sure. We'll just claim that it's our education at play. Do not get me wrong, I'm a man of science, but during my upbringing, the Lord's word was a constant. I see. That was an achievement. Confess your beliefs. Would there have been a counterwise achievement for professing doubt? Let us take a walk by the lake. From there we could see the beauty of the island as we talk, and be the better for it. The marsh of this valley is, for simpletons, a wellspring of frightful tales. The educated among us enjoy the tales as little more than distractions, knowing us safe from those visions. We know these stories to be nothing but superstition, but how can we be so sure that of the dense myths that emanate from the stagnant water, we may not find passage to other worlds? What if the wails that drift from the reeds of the darkness of night are the songs of those from our worst nightmares? Many of the gods that men worship for millennia now lie buried in the common grave of oblivion. In Elis Moor, we keep their traditions alive. Well, they change as times do, but they always keep their essence. These are our roots, Doctor. I must now take my leave, as my presence is required to start the rites of reunion. Feel free to continue your walk on your own. The village can be found just beyond those hills. As I mentioned earlier, you may wish to speak with Miss Foster. She is something of a resident expert on Elis Moor's history. She can often be found working late at night at the school, the building right across from the quay. It's a remarkable quirk of English that Q-U-A-Y. Quay is key. Darn it, William! It has been a pleasure meeting you. Farewell, Dr. Wakefield. It has been a pleasure, Lord Donnan. Did he put the accent on the wrong vowel? Old barrel. Mineral oil. Oh, free mineral oil! But I can't take the barrel with me. There's nothing else out this way. Water the marsh. So this is the marsh in the middle of the island then. Not a lake like I'd have thought. Oh, hello. Oh, you know what? Back at Alexander Dupree's house, in episode 4 of the first game, there was a picture on the wall with two people in rat costumes. It must relate to this then. Was this foreshadowing, or did they leave seeds for themselves to build upon later? How much of the game and story do you think they had fleshed out by the end of Season 1? Excuse me? Hello, my name is Wakefield. Hi. What are you drawing? It's a symbol, not a drawing. A symbol? What does it mean? It's the final truth that'll protect us from the marsh dwellers. But we're not allowed to say its name out loud. The marsh dwellers? Who are they? They're scary. My Aunt Kathleen says they were really bad people. You'd never see them, but you'd hear them in the reeds. They try to take you in there with them. That's why we can't come here alone. We always have to take someone with us. Lord Donnan brought me here, and then left me alone. Maybe that is a bit of foreshadowing to him having more menacing intentions for my being here. A howling cenote? Are these standing stones fallen over? That's a foundation of some kind. Place appears to be the remnants of an ancient temple to some unknown deity. A huge hole lies in front of me. An ominous, chilling draft issues from within that sends shivers down my spine and makes me very uneasy. To a superstitious mind, it might seem like a passage to another world. Toss the cog in. No cog. I'm sure that hole on the hill atop the marsh isn't going to be important later. Broken fence. So where to now? Donan Manor? That's probably going to be inside, not the out. Oh, it is the exterior. Let's see what we got outside here. Athena, goddess of wisdom, warned the arts. Statue's very old. Could date to ancient Rome. There's the inside. Locked. And then what is back here? Is that just another exit to the map? We have a bike with one missing wheel, a safety bicycle. Chain is broken. And now, it is mine. May find a way to fix this chain. The wheels won't rotate without a working chain. So is that what this cog is for? For the gear mechanism. Noise of the swing, gently being moved with the wind. Do they have a grave in the back of the manor? No, just a garage. Or a mill. The mill wheel. Something preventing it from spinning. Could we see what? Strange mechanism runs the mill's wheel shaft into the building, lacking a small piece. Huh? Huh? The cog is way too big to fit between the gears. Oh, something smaller and thinner. The chain? No. Kieran's playroom, written on the door in hand-painted letters. He's probably got some toy stuck in the gearworks then. Damn it, Kieran! Alright, let's see what folks are getting up to in the village. The cemetery gate's open now. Small mausoleum. Door's a small slot. Peer through it. Is it a statue or is that somebody in a cloak? Inside, a candle provides dim light. There's a statue of a hooded man. Or is it? I can also hear someone whispering. No, I can't die yet. Not without knowledge. Is it so terribly unthinkable to truly understand the gods? How can we live only on faith? Maybe I gave a good answer by saying that my faith was still strong. No, shut up. Knowledge is what I pursue, not faith nor assumptions. No, no man could face death believing there is nothing on the other side. Yes, you are right. Now I understand. You having a conversation with yourself there? Excuse me, sir. Do you know how to fix chains while you're in there? No? Written in Gaelic. Old alder tree. Locals call it Thirnog. Lanterns hang from it. Fox mask. Muted prayers. Bull mask. They're burying mirrors in a hole in the ground. What a peculiar tradition. Wolf mask. Something familiar about him. I haven't recognized everybody's pants and cloak combos, so I don't know. Deer mask. Badger mask. Is this a school? They had the school attached to the cemetery. Must not be so unusual. My school was also right in front of a cemetery. There's a drawing. Show me the drawing. Village. Marsh. Village. Out of the marsh comes a dragon? Or is that just a dragon burdinating a cottage with thatched roofs? It's a child's drawing, village, lake, and some sort of creature. On to the note over here. Huh. Black circles. Ooh. A worm screw inside, and an insect behind it. Drawings on the desk. Take the drive with me. Maybe the drive is meant for the mill. Was this Kieran's desk? A murder of crows around her. Babkatha. They'll dance around the burrow they'll sing. It's cold inside as winter. Don't get too close, or else they'll pull you in. Good evening. To what do I owe the pleasure? I'm a busy woman, as you can see. My name is Dr. Wakefield. I had come to Alis Moor to rest for a while. Lord Donan said I might find you here. Have you met Lord Donan? It has been so long since I've seen him here in the village. I hope he is well. My Gaelic is non-existent. Said Meal Felt, Dr. Wakefield, welcome to Elis Moor. Let's talk about Lord Donan. So you have not seen Lord Donan lately. As far as I know, no one has seen him since it's been a few weeks. Now that the festival has started, maybe he'll be motivated to join us in the village. What happened? Did something happen a few weeks ago? Oh, it was truly terrible. Kieran, his only child, disappeared without a trace. He went off to play in the hills and just vanished. No one has seen him since. The hills with the giant hole in it. Good lord. And you say he has not been found yet. How was that possible? The giant hole in the hills, the marsh right below it. We all searched the island, but he was nowhere to be found. Tell me about Kieran. Just that he was a restless child who loved exploring deserted areas. You might learn more from his classmates. His desk is at the back corner. And the Festival of Reunion? What could you tell me about this curious festival? Well, it takes place when the constellation Reunion is visible in the sky. On those nights, dark things and spirits ride the winds that traveled across the hills. As you may have already seen, at sunset the villagers don masks. They do this so that the spirit will not know them or carry them away to the depths of the underground caves. People at the graveyard? There's a group of masked people at the graveyard. Was that part of the festival? Yes, that was one of the first rites of reunion. A very important one. As I said, people dress up to protect themselves from those that will come. I don't have a mask. Should I be worried? But this is not enough. Since the mirrors they have looked into while changing know their identities, they bury them next to the old Fairnug. The roots of this tree grow in both worlds at the same time, so they keep the witness mirrors safe. Witness? 4 witnesses? And when we took the injection, when Devon took the injection, we saw a tree with roots going both ways that could have been the tree growing in both worlds. Lord Donan said you're an expert on the island's folklore. He said that, did he? Well, I wouldn't call myself an expert now, but I've lived here in Elis Moor longer than most. And I've heard my fair share of stories about the other side and its people. Ask about the Chronomeidon. Might I ask you a question, Miss Foster? Yes, of course. Do you know the meaning of the word Chronomeidon? Yes, and for one, you're mispronouncing it horribly. Yes, it's an unusual word, very much indeed. The Chronomyodon is a sanctuary of the Crooked One. It is a cursed place, the dwelling of the devil. I recalled it from the tales that I heard as a child. Of course, our elders only made up those tales to scare us and protect us from harm. Well, please tell us the story. All right. There's a hole in the ground up in the hills, not too far from the village. A hole so dark and deep you not see the end. Folks around here believe there lies an old serpent at its depths, ravenous for flesh, the Crooked One. Long ago, our ancestors threw livestock into the pit in the hope of placating the Crooked One's hunger, though that tradition has not been practiced for some time, so perhaps it would be best if we did not approach the hole. It is said that the last heir of the Leitkind once defied the Crooked One by approaching the rim with an iron amulet in her hand. It is general knowledge that beings from the other side detest iron, so the cursing and the shouting of the young Leitkind received no immediate answer. But a few nights later, the Leitkind house was consumed in a horrific blaze, putting an end to the old family. So is that what this drawing depicts? A village, a hole, and then a serpent, in this case a dragon, comes out and burns a home to the ground? Locked? Not locked. Oh, this is the front of here, so we were just peeping on her earlier. So this loops around. And then where does this fence go to? Is this just going to be one of the many fences that we saw that he couldn't open? Couldn't reach his arm around to open? Now this is different. All things that come with time. It looks like a doghouse, though I can't be sure, as there isn't a dog here. Hello, what have we here? An old rowboat with stale water. And is that a trowel on the inside? A worn-out umbrella. Huh. It's a lot bigger than I thought it'd be. He could have reached over and pulled that fence open. All the villagers are gone. They've gone to the marsh, maybe? They've done the first part of the rite. Protective sigils have been drawn. Just passing through again, miss. Your house is my highway. They're still performing this part. Doing their prayers. Okay, let's reunite this worm spring, was it? Worm screw? To the mechanism of the mill. The mechanism works properly. The water wheel is working. Is that going to unlock the door? No, of course it wouldn't. But it possibly changes something on the inside, since the mechanism does do something inside. It's a mill after all. No, it's supposed to be automatic. Fields of Mystria. Locked still. So I guess I fixed that mill out of the goodness of my heart. It's been 55 minutes and no disconnection. That is very suspicious for Twitch today. Let me do a little quick tech check here. Well, I wasn't looking. 2,000 extra frames have dropped. Only 2.3, but it's still too many. 2.3%, I mean. Anything new up in the hills? That lighthouse is also very suspicious. And some other dwellings they have on the other side of the island. Weevil doesn't want to talk to me. Did you know Kieran? Are you Kieran's friend? He was nice, but he didn't want to play much. He was mostly for going in the hills by himself. Was Kieran not afraid? No, he said he'd seen them, but they were not as scary as Aunt says. I think that's why they took him. You think the marsh dwellers took him? Yes, for sure. Before he disappeared, he said he found a treasure. A disc with a beautiful drawing. He took it from the old house in the hills. Maybe the marsh dwellers wanted it. House in the hills. Well, all we got in these hills is the giant hole. And this relief. Maybe the disc was one of iron. Maybe the legends were true. So we got information. Getting the information could be a flag that makes something else manifest. Mineral oil, what can we do with you? Pierce it with the umbrella? Can't use it to open the barrel? Cog? Not sharp enough to open it? Grind away with the chain? No, he won't even consider it. But he does want to. There's no exit here. What if I show his friends the picture? Or even show it to the school teacher? Not interested. I found this drawing at the school. Is it yours? That? No, Kieran painted that a long time ago. The drawing's Kieran's. There could be a clue here of his whereabouts. The burning house? What is this? That's the crooked one. They say a villager defied it, and the next day her house was burned to the ground. They say it was a crooked one paying her back. That's the house where Kieran found the treasure. Do you know how to get there? Sure, it's easy. Solitary house. Oh, now the picture's gone. What if I wanted to ask about other stuff? I keep going for the right answer right away, so I can't explore the cool possible alternate things. Hello, wild man. A wicker statue sporting a pair of animal horns. The twigs look fresh. Well, thankfully, this wicker man is too small to contain me. This must be the house that the child was telling me about. Karen was here just before his disappearance. Mailbox? Mine now? An envelope is very old, stamped returned, and there's a letter inside. How recent was this place burned down? I thought that the way they described it would have been in legend. My dear cousin, I am doing poorly. I would ask that you not call upon me here at Elis Moor, not now nor ever again. Please keep grandmother's ring. I believe that she would have wanted you to have it. Yours faithfully, Brigid. Something else in the envelope? An iron ring. So, you brought the iron ring to the hole in the ground, and then you tried to mail it out, And the address must have been wrong or something, because it came right on back here. Cellar? What is this? A metal trap door to lead to some sort of basement. An unlocked door, how lucky am I? Kira and I presume? Is that green clothes and a leg sticking out to the right there? I think this basement might have once housed a library. It looks like it was not burned as badly as the rest of the house. Even so, little here remains intact. Speaking of remains... Oh, that's nothing then. I can't even look at it. It looks like something, doesn't it? That's a lump. That is straight up a lump with the leg. Remains a book scorched by the fire. Text illegible. Common carpenter's brace. Tool like this used for drilling holes in the wood. And now it's mine. To drill hole in wood, the mineral oil. Table's been upended. Nice chest. The inside untouched by fire. There's a diary. Signed Brigid Lancet. Several pages towards the end are missing. 7th of August, 1801. So about roughly 80 years ago, a little bit more. Words cannot express the gratitude that I feel for Aunt Mare's bequest. May her dear soul rest in peace. The house is just what I needed to still my nerves after the exhausting pace of life in Dublin. 10th September. I would not have thought to find such a remarkable library hidden away in the basement. It includes several magnificent tomes of the most picturesque customs of our land. 23 September. I found Aunt Mare's diaries next to an odd iron disc. The disc that Kieran stole. But the contents of the diaries were appalling. What could have happened that dear old Mare would write such things? The damnable place that she speaks of, I must know if it really exists. I am resolved to investigate her family's crypt. It would be prudent to wait until dusk before traveling to the North Cape, so as to not be seen. 25th September. The abbey was in such a state of decay that it was near impossible to find the mural painting in the dark. Fortunately, a dim light happened to shine through a gap in the wall, illuminating the face of the sentinel. I believe Aunt Mare's iron disc is needed to open the secret passage. Could the ruins by the hole that he assumed to be an ancient temple be the abbey? No, couldn't be. 10 October, is this a legacy of the late Kent? I could stand to bear it no longer. Fire will put an end to this blasphemy and cleanse the land of our family's curse. And should the fire prove insufficient, may this testimony serve as warning. So maybe it wasn't the crooked one. Maybe she burned her own family home. Miss Laitken must have found something abhorrent in her family's crypt. If I could find out what it was, I may learn more about the Chronomeidon. My intuition tells me that I must act tonight, or else it'll be too late. The old abbey in the northwest. Lighthouse is coming up. Lighthouse is going to be the next place to uncover. Oh, just this again. Nothing else in the chest. There's a little bed here, a makeshift bed. This side of the basement has collapsed during the fire. So maybe Kieran, being the little adventurer that he was, found the diary. The chest is open. He liked to explore here, and so he went off to the abbey himself. He could be abbey bound, but it's been like, did they say a week or a few weeks? Wicker man burning, is that a warning to me? Or to these superstitious folk? I assumed that the Wicker Man here was to be burned in effigy. This is the house that they believe, the crooked one, scorched to the ground. So maybe when the spirits are out, they burn this in effigy to be like, please, you don't gotta seek vengeance anymore. You can see that we have burned the thing. Another Wicker Man here, too. The Wicker statue stands like a silent guard. Its presence makes me uncomfortable, as a way of trespass on forbidden grounds. As long as they stay misproportional to him, so he can't be shoved inside one. But if he is shoved inside a giant Wicker Man, maybe he'll have a better sense of mind than to just cling to the bars and scream. Maybe if he is put in a giant Wicker Man, he could slam against the walls enough to dislodge it, set it not crashing down, try to break the wooden twigs open. This must be the old abbey that Bridget Leitson described in her diary. Could the Chronomeidon be here? Bridget mentioned a dim light, but I see only darkness. Oh, is that the lighthouse? You can see the lighthouse from here. Dome appears to be Roman in origin. Better condition than the other ruins. I see nothing else to click on. I see nothing else, so we'll walk back outside and the Wicker Man is going to be on fire, like the last one was. Not scorched on fire. What about the mineral oil? We can get the mineral oil. Although we'll have no means to actually get the oil, we could open the barrel, but we have no container. Drill a hole to the barrel using this brace. Need some sort of container to pour the content. Yeah. I was getting ahead of myself and then I realized the error and there's a confirmation. So where's everybody else? Maybe all this exploring have made other people induced. I'm drawing of some sort of spiked circle. The sun or something else. The child I spoke with left his mask here, ribbon hanging from it. Well, if he's not going to use it... Ribbon flown away. Do I not get to use the mask? I want my protection. Maybe the person in the Weevil mask that didn't want to talk, it has the same symbol as here, wasn't another child or student, but was one of the marsh people. And the capture of the mask with the ribbon hanging on it means that the child was taken away, or maybe, having written the symbol, he puts the mask on there and puts the ribbon on to mark him as safe. And because the ribbon is gone, the child's life is forfeit. It really just wants to lead... There's going to be a body here. The ribbon is leading me to a body. We couldn't go this way before. The lighthouse? It's pointing to the lighthouse too. The tree and the ribbon both. So this is just my way of saying, hey, why don't you check out the lighthouse? Alright, sure. May have provided the light that Bridget spoke of in her diary, but the lamp is off. Mineral oil for the lamp at the top of the lighthouse. The ribbon is going to be the wick. And then we light the light at the lighthouse, and it shines a light possibly in beneath the dome of the ruin at the abbey. I will keep the ribbon, though I do not know the way. Let's check on the village, see how they're doing. Yellow ribbons here, red ribbons on the mask. It probably communicates something. The folks here are gone. Miss What's-Her-Face is also gone. How eerie. They had their festival going on and all the villagers in masks are nowhere to be seen. Maybe they are having some sort of fertility orgy without us. Old Abby, has your wicker man been lit? No? To the lighthouse then? Very dramatic, starting from the bottom. A hanged wicker man. What a ghastly custom. This wicker man is the shape of a hangman. What if there are people inside these wicker men? The tree's been dead for a long time. We can go up this way. Let's search. Well, I guess I clicked the stairs. I guess we're going up. Oh, there's somebody inside. Make a noise to attract their attention? No, let's not let them know we're here yet. Wide copper pipe from the tower to the ground. Hello, what's this? Oh, to make a loud clank. I've spooked them! I saw the hand symbol, and I thought that I could just grab something from inside the gutter. From below the pipe. Maybe the door was locked, and this was a way to open it. And I simply skipped the, the door's locked phase of it. Whoever was in there ran out. They're not here to greet me, but the door's wide open. Oh no, I guess he did open the door for me. Ruin the mantle. Oh. Your poor stove. Good evening. Would you happen to be the lighthouse keeper? My name is Wakefield. A stranger. And what would he want from me? I'm visiting the island. I'm a visitor to Elismore. This lighthouse caught my eye. And since it's dark, you thought it to be abandoned? Well, it's not. Even though I can barely see a thing, this is my house. Why is the lamp lot lit? Is it not dangerous for the ships? Do not let it concern you. Many years ago, the sea lanes were altered to avoid this coast. Now it's rare indeed to see a ship in these waters. After the accident, the lighthouse was never repaired. An accident? What happened? I was checking the lenses because a failure looked so very strange, and I was worried. All of a sudden, the light must have turned on. I was blinded and can see nothing but the fleeting shapes ever since. There was a failure in the mechanism? Precisely that. One stormy afternoon, I suddenly heard a strong noise up in the light room. The clockwork mechanism had stopped working and the lamp was off. I had never seen a failure like that. I could not get the lighthouse working again. So we have an industrial cog. It could have come from here then. And the lamp has not been fixed since. No, no one in the village is interested. For them, the more isolated Elismore, the better. They do not care about ships or accidents, especially Lord Donnan. He sees anything coming from outside the island as a threat. Me included? Again, he left me at the marsh alone. I see. So, Kieran's disappearance, what do you think about the disappearance of Lord Donnan's son? A tragedy it was, a strange one, but a tragedy nonetheless. It was strange? What was so strange about his disappearance? I just find it a bit suspicious that it happened so close to the reunion. It's too easy to be keeping secrets during the festival, being how everyone's afraid of leaving the village those nights. What do you mean? Look, folks here are too gullible. They'll do anything to protect themselves from their strange fears. They'll not eat corn or drink milk, or they'll dig graves for their mirrors. And of course they'll avoid standing near a fearnog too long because the fiends cannot touch the trees. Though the fiends cannot touch the trees, they're attracted to the smell of its resin. But surely it's all nonsense. Look, it's really easy to prove it all wrong. Just don't follow the rituals. You're a stranger to our ways, but have you seen any of the things that I mentioned? Yeah, well, I did see a group of people in the village burying mirrors. Exactly. What do you think would happen if you unburied those mirrors? That a band of goblins would come out of the marshes to steal them? Nothing but nonsense. And of Kieran's disappearance? Well, I'll admit I'm not sure what happened to the boy, but one thing I am sure of. This festival of reunion is nothing but a farce. And it would be just so easy to prove it. Well, I'd like to visit the light room anyway. Might I go upstairs and see the light room? Even though the light is off. I would like to take a view of the surrounding countryside. Well, I do not think you'll see anything really, but if you are so interested, yes, I guess you may. He's not worried I'm going to find his stash. Small stove hardly managed to warm the room. Portrait of a bearded ship's captain done in oils. Cool. We already have permission, so just go on in. So let's see what we got here. We got a spectacular view. Thick layer of mist covers the sea. Of mist! We got the fog coming in. The clockwork mechanism that causes the lamp's reflector to spin. But something is missing. Could do with some oiling as well. Lighthouse electrical lamp. It's an electric lamp. I thought this was going to be oil for the lighting, a wick for the burning. The lamp is lit by some sort of electrical switch, but the battery is flat. Well, yeah, does it have to be 3D for it to work? Recharge the battery. So then what's the ribbon for then, if not wicks? Maybe the ribbon gets soaked with oil and I use that to lubricate the machinery? Let's see if the cog goes in here. A perfect fit. The cog was a missing piece of the mechanism, but it's too rusty to move. Does a chain go in there too? Chains are not part of the mechanism. Lighthouse's lamp with 8 large lenses is off. Okay, sir. We're gonna be coming back again this way. So maybe we could use the chain and the safety bike and the battery. We haven't asked him about the hanged wicker man. I feel like we should have. Okay, let me see if ribbon to soak the oil is the answer. No, it is not. Maybe not the bicycle for me, but maybe I could use the mill, the spinning of the mill to charge the battery. I don't know why, but maybe that's a solution. Chain is broken. With the bicycle's chain broken, any experiment is hopeless. Mechanism working properly. Water wheel is working. Can't chain it there, can't chain it here. Mill wheel's too powerful, would overcharge the battery. So I had the right solution there. We just have to fix the bike up, because the bike is not going to be too powerful. But this is locked. How do I find your key? Kieran. Maybe there's more to his desk? Oh, what's here? A bottle? A bottle for the oil. Just out of reach, I got an umbrella. With a note inside. Who's sending out an SOS? Gods remain silent as the fog settles. We may look for the king beyond the clouds, but the queen with the fiery crown. But find the queen with the fiery crown. Mineral oil to lubricate. And now I gotta work on the battery. Gate's been broken for some time now, and they won't let me keep it. So few children in this school. What could these dots mean? And I guess inside the desk is nothing else. So no key kept here. Could I take the trash bin with me? Nothing else of interest. Could I undig the mirrors? I'm not too sure about this. I've just condemned everyone by unburying the mirrors. And now the entire town is going to be depopulated. Hi. We've awoken FNAF Chica. Why would the masked man do this? It's luring me. It wants me to follow it. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . When the giant yellow animatronic chomps its teeth at you. Could this has been Donham in his costume? Is this Kieran? I don't think it's anything mortal. Have you opened the door for me? It has opened the door for me. There's a costume over here on the ground. And another over here oh, okay. Maybe it's not corpses then. I thought, oh no, is that Kieran? Then I saw another over here, but it could be. They could have corpses hiding in here. Looks like a stage. Well, let's get the lights on. Pull it. Kieran made all this himself. Kid's a little genius. A painted man-sized wooden doll represents a king. Celestial bodies of paper. Man-sized wooden doll represents an old lady. It's taken its mask off. It's shuffling around here. Ooh. I think we got one of these masks from Bali. The iron disc. With a spike circle. Could I not take the mask with me? I like how symmetrical it is. You could really tell, especially with the line between the teeth. Do you think perhaps that they drew this with the symmetry tool and then just colored differently for the shading? Something wanting in the dark, could see a deformed shadow writhing and fidgeting, cannot get any closer. What if that's just Kieran? What if Kieran is just a special little boy? And nobody in the village mentioned it because they love him all the same. What was that sound? Was that coming from here? Was that an inside sound or a further afield sound? Nothing has changed in here. You keep dancing, Kieran. We'll let your dad know you're okay later. He looked out that way, so maybe it is further afield. Oh. Roman statue lies shadowed on the ground to destroy such an ancient statue. They replaced it with a giant wicker. Maybe this is Lord Donnan, ready to be burned? Is the door still locked? Yeah. Maybe the marsh people put these wickers down. And if you're marked as someone that displeases them, like this over here, then they burn it. And so far we got a couple of people who are on thin ice but haven't been burned. This wicker's still good. What am I doing? The oil is over here at the hills. I got the bottle, never got the oil. We could also try uniting the disc with the relief on the foundation. Good old mineral oil. He's gonna have the slickest hair. Do you think the crooked one's going to mind me bringing this iron disc here? That is a no, I can't use it there. Maybe it's not placed in the middle. Maybe it's more... That foundation has a symbol. It's on the dirt here as a protective symbol. And it's on this too. Oh, the chain goes on the ring. Sorry to use Bridget grandmother's ring in such a manner, but now I can get the bicycle to work, and then we could charge the battery, and then we can get the light on. I'm sure grandmother would have wanted it used this way. The tires are too treadbare. I don't see I could ride it safely, but at least the chain rotates. And then battery. If I attach one of the cogs to the battery's dynamo, we could provide it with a charge. Managed to charge the battery. This wasn't much of a charge, though. We just spun it a few times around. And now the Wicker Man is burning. Egad, now the statue's burning too, with someone following me. Well, if they are, this is good. This means the more progress I make, the more things get burned. The more things get burned, the more I know I'm on the right track. Let's put the battery back in. To keep it lit for a few hours. Now, do I use ribbon on the oil? Or just oil directly on the machine? Little hole in the tank and the oil is leaking. Resin. Resin? The tree in the cemetery keeps spirits away because they dislike it, but they do like the resin, so it also attracts them. And if there's resin in it, we could maybe put the resin on the ribbon and then just make some flex tape out of it. Hey man, you got a knife on you in there? He's gone. Only darkness. The Fear Nog. Could I grab one of these broken shards here? I don't know of anything sharp, but I don't know of anything sticky, so maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe just shove the ribbon in, it'll be a good enough job for now. Unless there's something in the basement of the solitary house that I might have missed. Shoving the ribbon in helps. We could oil the mechanism without worrying about leaking. The cog was a missing piece of the mechanism, been replaced, the mechanism been oiled. It's easy to wind, and now is back to life. Let's turn this on. And there's the light. Good news, sir. Your light's working again. It cannot be. I never thought I would hear the rhythm of my beloved lighthouse working again. You don't know how grateful I am. For years I've longed to hear those marvelous sounds. Memories of better times. Burning Wicker Man, this is good. It's fallen down even. Rope gave way just as I passed. It even spins on the map. That's so cool. Alright, light. What you got to show me? Was that a symbol of someone passing through the arch? Mural painting on the stones. Just as it did for Bridget. That is someone passing through the arch. Reveal the eyes of the sentinel. A pair of evil eyes glitter in the dark. Disc! Okay, then what? We got the mural, now what? Mouth of the sentinel's wide open, shove the disc in it. The hidden entrance is now open. Set on fire. What was that sound? That sound was your confirmation that you did good. That is a burning wicker man of progress. Burning again. He's so nonchalant. It's like, again? Seriously, you guys? We're making pretty good progress through here. This has been like, what, an hour and a half since the previous episode? So the previous one was just like 3 hours long. The one before that, 2 hours. It's like an hour and a half if we're gonna get finished already. We could have climbed into here. Doing the puzzle was kind of... I mean, it's not... There's no big iron wrought windows. There's no roof. You could have clambered over here. The tunnel descends deep into the earth. Will I find Latekin Crypt at the bottom? Or something? Dear God, I am reeling. Kaufman, my friend, your faith in me was misplaced. I cannot... No, I will persevere. Let me do a quick alt-tab out and see what's going on in this notification. Philosomon PS1, cool. Oh, we're at the bottom of the deep hole. Did he draw these? Did little Kieran come down here from the safe way through? I don't see a body down here. So was a Kieran Crypt at the bottom of the hole at the top of the hill. Spike circle. Small coffin, half rotted. It's not a kid's, they were just a whole lot shorter back then. The coffin's not quite as old as the others. I also don't have any inventory right now. An empty niche. It turns out that's my niche. Some old pages lie haphazardly on the coffin lid. Are these the torn out pages from the back of the diary? They've been dropped here from the upper hill long ago. They bear faint notes written in trembling hand. Down this unholy burrow, in the feared Chronomedean, whatever, our worst nightmares crawl and die. Resting down here are the dauntless, those who dared enter the lair of the snake and the bird. Each of those men and women crossed the path between. They walked through the mist to the other side, where the ultimate truth screams in terror. And then they returned. These are my ancestors. Amongst the dead stones of the Chronomedean lie the proud Laedsed, reduced to something far worse than dust or ashes. We got the achievement for whole story. We're not even on episode 4 yet, and we got the achievement for every note, letter, etc. read. Could that blasphemy in the coffin be Aunt Mare's true legacy? No, I shall not accept this fate for myself. But what's in it? The engraving on the coffin is so badly eroded that the name is barely readable. Mayor Leidkend. Did their wandering through the mist transform them? Oh, we're sealed in here now. Was that like some kind of... The skull looked like a pterodactyl to me. Was it a snake? Was it a serpent skull? Was her rat transformed into a kind of beast? The wandering through the mist eventually transforming, losing their humanity in spirit and in flesh. I can move around. But there's no way that I can navigate like this. There we go, just gotta keep clicking around until our eyes adjust or we get someplace. Seekers of the truth will sacrifice their wisdom. So to open the way to where the Fairnog blooms. Am I also gonna become some kind of serpent man for doing this? Your offspring we welcome, its hidden threat. Only the light of your sign will carry its purge. Hello, Hornman? Is that a masked bull-headed person here? Staring at me? I could see him staring at me through the mist. Is that rabbit? Goat maybe? Ram? Deer? And the eye. The eyes in the dark that stare and follow me. I can't look at or click on them. Just gonna ignore them? And then one great big eye. The same cracked eye that we gave the crutches guy? Damn it! Reunion indeed! Damn it! Just an hour and a half for this one. This is a fun little mission. Completed the 3rd episode. Did they push the slab? They did push the slab over the hole. Adventure continues at the season finale. August 2015. So I guess he's continued, like the first season was 2013-2014, right? So 2016 was more the release date of season 2 complete or whatever on Steam. But these episodes themselves released throughout 2015 and such. His doodliness. I think I want to finish this. There's only 1 episode left to go. And for season 2, these episodes have ranged between an hour and a half for this one at the light end. Even though I thought there'd be so many things to do across the map, there really wasn't. I mean, there's enough. But it starts off feeling pretty big, this island, and then it turns out you just got a few tasks to do, really? To, what was like 3 hours? Episode 2 was so big. It was so big that Twitch servers couldn't handle it, and had to break at the end. So, if it's going to be... Is the finale going to be a big thing? A big finish? Or is it going to be Not quite a quick confrontation, but a boss battle sort of thing, a boss battle adventure that you could solve pretty quickly if you could see the clues. And so maybe closer to an hour. Either way, it's only 6:30 right now. I think we could afford to do some overtime. So, let's do some BRBing. We're gonna take one final break. Maybe one final break, unless it's a big one. And we're gonna finish this tonight if we can. Alright, shall we just jump right into the season finale then? Now, the thing is, I don't know if it's season finale or series finale. I feel like it's series finale because I don't think I've heard anything else out of The Last Door since. The Game Kitchen. Have you made anything else since then? Right, they did make the Stone of Madness. There are also Blasphemous and Blasphemous 2. Look at that pedigree. They went from Last Door to Blasphemous and the Stone of Madness. The Last Door, 2014. The Last Door Season 2 Collector's Edition, 2016. Blasphemous in 2019. Blasphemous 2, 2023. The Stone of Madness, 2025. And then All on Board brings your favorite board games to life in mixed reality. Enjoy immersive play with intuitive controls, lifelike physics, and smart features that make playing smooth and social in 2025. So it looks like this would be it for The Last Door then. They got other really cool stuff out of their belt. But I guess the season finale is going to be series finale 2. So let's do it! The dropped frames have multiplied to 2,900, but it's only 1.4% of all frames this stream. Or this third leg of the stream. Season finale. Let's see how the story ends. Previously on The Last Door. After Kaufman's sudden death, Dr. Wakefield travels to the island of Elis Moor to search for the ancient Corneameidon, a supposed path to the other side. He discovers the island inhabitants had a terrible secret. They instill primordial terror in ritual subjects for them to cross the door and come back as hideous abominations. Wakefield is himself subjected to this ritual and transported to an endless land of fog, where he finally seems to meet his missing patient Devitt. I like how these recaps kind of explain what's kind of a vague or ambiguous situation. I guess that the Wicker Man's following us around, the giant Chica animatronic, not an animatronic, were to give us the terror, luring us to the marsh and filling our heads with stories. He must be stopped. Dupree? Which way, Dupree? Which way we going? Pace around uncertainly. We can't go any more left, so to the right we go. We have not come this far. To see our work ruined now. This is it, Skeleton Guy. The last time we're gonna hear this song. Enjoy it. Outstanding community for their amazing and constant support. You know, I have a deeper appreciation now for Blasphemous and Stone of Madness, knowing that it was building off the pedigree of what they started here. I don't mean in the sense that the game is related, but in the sense that the devs have continued to grow from these fun little browser games that eventually got commercial release to bigger and more ambitious projects. We left the black waves of that sea behind and walked through the mist. At times a gust of wind parted the mist, revealing a barren landscape under a dying sun. At first I could not contain my many questions, but Devitt's only reply was a grave silence. Eventually I lapsed into the uneasy quiet, and resolved to follow my patient, I knew not where. Toasty, I hear you crying. Do you want pets, or do you want me to lift the chair around like you like? We wandered through the vast desert without any apparent goal. On occasion, vague shapes appeared in the distance, crumbling towers and abandoned cities lost amongst the rippling dunes. The passage of time lost its meaning. I have traversed that world all my life. All the world's life. Our journey was eternity. Then the man at my side, who I had followed for so long, stopped. He spoke for the first time. We are nearing the threshold. It is a starting point, Doctor. The first place to look. I will be waiting on the other side. Remember this. I will not be here forever. Darkness will light your way, but then you will be alone. A voice told us this back when we were doing psychiatric hospital stuff. A voice in a hole, and then we traversed a dark hallway. And then were accosted by many, many Devitts. Season 2, Episode 4, Beyond the Curtain. I'm excited. I'm excited because I first started playing these games when Episode 1 was the only episode on the website, and then Joy of Joys, there's an Episode 2 and Episode 3. So as always, just like in the intro, went to the left, there's nothing to the left. Hey, Onyx. Whoa, careful, Onyx, don't you go kicking my mouse around. What could my companion have meant? The threshold, I knew of this. Strange memories returned to me after I should have stopped walking. And those cryptic words, darkness will light your way. It was not the first time I had heard them. Is he going to remember his dream? They were from a dream. A terrible dream when I had begun to follow the trail of my missing patient, and taken my first steps to uncovering the secret world of the Veil. Careful, Onyx, let me move this down for you. Is that the threshold? Much like was in the wall in the cave? Hello, Squiddy. In this place, the ancient shadows created by human reasoning tremble in sheer terror. Its name is Jalilatel, the last curtain. Okay, his job is just to say that. The scorching light of this dead sunset bleeds through my petrified fingers. My eyes burn. I feel them melting like candle wax. This keeps going up. I feel like I should go through the threshold first then, or that little arch. These ruins, built by beings long forgotten, grant access to the last threshold. The last threshold? The last door? You are welcome to enter the ruins, but you will need to find your own key in order to reach the threshold. Well, let's check this place first. Because we have a go here. Look to the sky. It reaches to the earth, but it will never meet it. Can you see the magnificence of this infinite horizon? The cold, unattainable, all-embracing darkness. So these are all people from Playwright, right? They've all managed to get to the other side, but I can't imagine that there's anything worthwhile here. They're just being dismal and profound in the mist. This is the outer limit of the threshold. Not far from here, the black waves of truth wash upon the veil that covers human eyes, and it falls apart. There is no death but rebirth. There is no void but awakening. A path into the forest, but these trees are too dense to go further. I am too tired to go on, to keep seeking what was promised us. But at least here I am safe. Safe from the terrible hazard of peering through my own shadow. Path blocked by sharp rocks, cannot make my way through. So blocked by dense trees, blocked by sharp rocks. Blocked by a kitty cat's meow. Raise your arms, for the wind calls our name. The hour has come for us to take flight one last time. Hey, Toasty. Into these woods here. Your butt's blocking the last edge of the screen, Toasty. Are you playing with Onyx? You trying to get around to where he is? Be careful there, Toasty. You trying to get into the window? Onyx butt. Line out inside, but I cannot see the room. Whose home is this? Is this... We can go more to the right, or we can go inside. Is this gonna be a big one? Have I bitten off more than I could chew with this episode? Pendulum strokes are sickly slow, but they seem to keep time in this place. Silhouette of a strangely shaped head. That is an arm coming out. That is the ultimate danger of fisting that nobody warns you about. The painting's like any form or composition, uniform shade of the purest black imaginable. Locked. Our first locked door of the game. Is this actually gonna be a giant one that has revisits to every episode of the series? Ginger? Some kind of root with a human shape. Mandrake then? This is such a bigamist. Old Mike. There's something inside that cage, a shadow, staring at me with dead eyes. Oh, do you think old Mike might have been human? No, I wouldn't have. I was thinking maybe old Mike looked like a monkey because he went through the veil. Much like how the family in the island, those who pass through turn into beings. I could see something in it. No, through it. As though I were staring into a dark void. Off in some remote distance, colorful shapes blow in seemingly impossible patterns. If this is gonna be huge, then I should just save it for another time. Jeremiah Devitt, Edward Street, 24, Westminster, London, correct. I should cease stalling and send it. Set the planet to motion. But what then? Lead my old friend through this dangerous journey? The shadow is gone. A rusty key. Does a key go to this door? Maybe it's gonna be quicker than I expect then. A figure in the bed. Someone's looking nervous. Is that the Lynx? This is over in Anthony's place. My faithful companion, who kept many secrets with me over the long nights of research. So much suffering, so many deaths. For what? What have we attained so far? So many tests were needed to find it, but now that we have. All these books, their secret knowledge concealed for generations, waiting for some fool to unveil it all again. The words of my father. So much happened because of them. Alexander swears that this time he will succeed, that the Hopewell will undo all our mistakes, free us from the terrible haunting gaze. But should we not accept the consequences of our actions? Should I? No. So I can't leave. Can't go up. This letter, videte nequiciat. It'll be enough, I think. It's time to send it. I'm just not sure that it's the right thing to do. So we pacing through Anthony's memories leading up to him sending us the letter, sending Devitt the letter, and the plot kick it into motion. Slate disc. Large crack in the wall. We've also got extras to look through, but the extras haven't been too long. That was left, let's go right. Is there a right? There is no right. So that's it for the house. So this probably isn't going to be a mega 4-hour episode. Rock spot against the wall as if to conceal something. Blood. Black feathers strewn about. What happened here? Is that the crow from the first episode? Old gramophone, no disc. Disc! When I put the disc on the gramophone, it starts spitting out its own. Wait, is that a melody coming from the house? I don't hear nothing. Wait, now I do. There's still nothing to the right. So is it going to be something different to the left then? New hall, new door? The shadow of the lynx projected onto the wall. We can go up. A lynx. This little hop he gives. The hatch is locked. Aww. Open your mouth, lynx. Made of wax. A jaw of the lynx. Can we use a jaw into the keyhole? No. Is the entire hallway different? That's still the same. Toasty, we'll play afterwards. Oh, the music's coming from down here, is it? Down in the basement. Dead cat on the... No! Alfie! Her eyes are missing. Alfie, I'm so sorry. I guess it has been many, many months now since the first episode. Alfie was blind. Alfie had nobody else at the house to take care of her. Rope Creek. You are of no worth to us anymore. There was barely any worth to begin with. Is this really the best option your supposedly brilliant mind could envision? Are they talking to me or are they talking to Anthony? A few meaningless words, a pathetic attempt of your guilt-shattered conscience to remedy the situation. And then you hope to wash the blood from your hands with a cheap exit, yes, to Anthony. Look upon yourself, Anthony. See what you have become. Witness your only true legacy. Is that Mr. Beechworth? I see something through the shadow, slowly taking form. I'm rotating my mouse around to see when I get action. Onyx, what you doing? I just put my tea glass down and then you jump. Well, not really a tea glass, my teacup. Anna, sweetheart, how did this happen? Crow stole her life. Too late. It's too late for us. But he can still choose. I have to warn him. And so you send him a letter, and he follows after, and then he finds himself down here too, and now I'm here chasing after him. That's pretty cool. Something on the ground, near where the masked person was standing. Fragment of a broken mask. So that was everything. Was that everything at the house then? Did it warp me back out because there's nothing else to do with Anthony's story anymore? I could go room to room to room, but I think that means we're done there. But what if I go back to the attic room? Maybe the attic room has something different now? Would it? It wouldn't take too long. Especially with double click to go through. To get in, then back out. I'm pretty certain that there's nothing in here. Oh, the ladder's broken! They foresaw my curiosity. But I got the wax jaw. And I suppose that if I didn't get the jaw, I could have come back for it. Oh, hush. Will the trees let us through? Will the stones let me pass? Oh, there's a path through the stones, so yes. A large sea stack just off the beach with the so this is gonna be the school now? School by way of the bottom of the cliff and then up? Or are we gonna go witness to witness? First Anthony, then... Goodness. Then Father What's-His-Face? There's a hole in the ground. I've seen gardeners digging holes like these when they need to transplant trees. Who is this imposing figure? Underneath the statue's hood, there's an empty hole where a face should be. Is this the same statue from the back of, what was it? Professor Wright's house. Yeah, remember seeing the statues like this in Professor Wright's garden. Shadows linger in Zai Ilalthal like insects trapped in cobweb. At its center, the spider lies in wait. Maybe that's the truth. And we did see a spider. Ancient oak. Hello, school kids. The shadow of a child is sitting in the corner, shaking in terror. As if peering through a keyhole, I can see things moving in the darkness. What a lovely painting. I like the style, but those themes. Does Lena approve of this kind of art? You have not lost your old sense of humor, Alexander. Even after what happened. Do you not recall that sight? I would erase the memory if I could. I find that painting makes it easier to bear. Is this the unseen friend? What brings you here anyway? It has been years since we have heard from you. I thought our old cause had long since been forgotten. Listen, Ashdown. What if I told you I found a way of crossing safely? Was Hugo sent first of DuPont's adult life experiments? Dupree's. The scratched out friend? Nothing in the interior. Huh. Oh, that's a cave opening. The piano under Professor Wright's house. Missing a key. Will the jaw work? Nope. No substitute. And this is a dead end. I have to find my key, don't I? I think that's it for here. I certainly don't see anything else. At its center, the spider lies in wait. Well, this shadow's nothing. No interactables with that. Bizarre. Can't go down the hole? Hello? Mirror me? Hello? A colossus born of rock and craftsmanship, relegated to the briny backwaters of this nightmare emotions of injury and despair. We got reflection time. The piano is now on stage. The mundane versus the veiled. Grand piano missing most of its keys. Well, sorry folks, I can't play after all. What's that? Just a sea slug. Gray standing stones. Wooden coffin. Firmly close and open it! Peering into one's own truth is forbidden. Were the snake and the bird to meet, ultimate madness would take in human form. Face bears an evil grin. Kinky. What's this? Shapes are forming through the shadow. I cannot look away. I must see. Oh, Hugo. His name is Professor Wright. Right, yes. I recently had occasion to meet a disciple of his. He referred to himself as a psychotherapist. I had the impression that Wright's methods more closely resembled those of my trade than those of yours. He is eccentric indeed, but I think his thesis may be proven correct. If so, we might have found a way of reaching the threshold without attracting the attention of the custodian. A shortcut, as you might say. A shortcut through the veil. The problem is in the method itself. It has some unusual requirements. And we would need a man of great sensitivity who knows the peril of reaching the door. A sensitive artist? There's another reflection here. Giant drawing of an eye. It looks more like Saturn and the rings surrounding it. Music sheet left on the desk. Something is wrong with the music sheet. And now it's mine. To the next reflection. Alright, is this a shortcut back through? It is. The hole's still there. Let's see if I could play the piano now, though. That's cool that it's using the ability to scroll a little bit too far to put the mirror there. Could I use a music sheet on this piano missing its keys? The piano's missing too many keys. Then how about the piano missing just the one? Maybe my alter self could play it too. I could play the melody, however the piano's missing. What are the keys I would need to use? Man, there's always something. Well, we're clearly unable to leave until we solve this. But now that we put the sheet music on one piano, it's not on the other one. I was hoping it would be. And I can't take the keys from one to the other. I was kind of... I couldn't find the exit. Is there anything to the left? No. Left has nothing, just up the stairs then. Will this open now? Firmly closed. I got more sheet music. That is weird. So I can pile the sheet music up. Seemingly. Yeah, the sheet music is there. More sheet music. You want some root? He doesn't want root. Oh. The piano... The piano key was on the chair the whole time. That's what was missing. See, I tried clicking on the chair, but it just gave the saying you're missing too many keys. The key fit perfectly, now play. Fa, 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 sol, la, ti, do, do, do. Fa, 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 sol, la, ti, do, do, do. It does start over here, so it should go that way. I figured I have to exit if I mess it up before, if I get one wrong. Not the kind of thing where I could botch it a little bit, explore around, that it corrects at the last time, if you do it correctly. As I suspected, it's a melody that I heard at Wright's mansion. What is that? It's coming from another place. No mirror here. Is it coming from on stage? It continues on into the mirrored melody. Kinky. A terrifying shape looms where the piano once stood, being pulled on threads like some monstrous puppet. The threads converge at a distant point. Something has taken form there, in the dark. Back to here. It's a road classroom, but that shadow. Who? It was Hugo, who's since been erased. This is not possible. The shape's beyond the light. My fingers, no. Do not come any closer. My hand! My hand! Well, we got another mask piece. Could I merge them together? A piece is missing. Could use the wax? No. We can go through the trees now. So I'm guessing Hugo was sacrificed. The first friend was probably transformed as some monstrosity, try to take that shortcut. Two curious symbols on the stone. But that was pretty fun, going mirror to mirror. Oh, I see. A tall figure stands in the woods. I might have taken it for a tree were it not breathing heavily. Inside I could see things near the threshold getting closer and closer. So what's this episode going to mirror? Or does it? Instead of mirroring episodes, does it simply mirror different friends at different times? There's a 4 of them. After what happened to Father Glynn, I think they will shut down the school. Anthony, that thing we saw, so there were 4 friends plus Father Glynn. Alexander, Anthony, Jeremiah, then Hugo? I don't know what it was. But what about your father's diary? Myths, legends, superstitions with no basis in scientific observation. Anthony, talk to us. All right. My father discovered several ancient myths pertaining to the Veil, but they come from a variety of cultures, and hence take many different forms, but they all say something similar about what resides near the threshold. An ancient being that sleeps within the fog, protecting the door from intruders. Onyx, good timing, is it you? A vengeful custodian. But no matter. At any rate, my serum was a failure. We got but a glimpse of what exists out there, nothing conclusive. Hugo, but what if the serum had worked? Onyx, you want to eat right now? It's only 7:27. You had your 4 o'clock and made sure of that. It's nowhere near dinner time yet, baby. As I said, I have no data. And those myths, what do they say? Those tales, they all say that if any intruder got too close and was discovered by what sleeps in the fog, then the custodian would be relentless. It would pursue the intruders and destroy them wherever they might hide. There would be few ways to protect themselves from its rage. Are you hunting me down, Onyx? Baby, you're such a cutie. Symbol here. Shh. I see. This is episode 3 then. This is the wandering through the fog. Shush, Onyx, not now. I have to follow these symbols. Come on, you two, let's go outside the room. Toasty, you want to come too, little cutie? Onyx, you gonna come out? Toasty's being a gem, Onyx is being a little bit needy. I don't mind. But right now we gotta finish this. Sort of a hangman symbol upside down, sort of a mountain. Same symbols. So next we look for that upside down Y. The same one. Did I get it wrong? Maybe I don't go the way it asks. Or maybe it reads right to or left, yeah, left to right. And those are steps 3 and 4, not 1 and 2. Kinky. Let's try this one. Hangman? And then repeat! I got it wrong! Maybe it's 4 and 5 and not 3 and 4. Went to the far left. That one was wrong. With the absence of clues, I feel like I'm just trying until we find the right way. Snake. Oh. We gotta make it through here. So, it seems as if there's only one correct way at least. What do we do next? Snake at the far right. Squiggle? Penetration? Let's try squiggle. The upside down Y didn't loop me back to the start this time. It did, but it didn't. Not from... It didn't loop me all the way to the end. But it brought me back out from that tree. Is this Devitt? A shadow strongly resembling my patient stands at the clearing. I can see through it, just like the other shadows. 4 men are making careful preparations. I know not for what. This Captain Skid. Devitt, are you certain that you can guide us safely through the fog? Captain Skid helped them through? His results are extraordinary, Anthony. It is the best chance we have of avoiding the gaze of the custodian. There can be no doubt that the captain survived an encounter before. He even kept the companion from harm. We will finally see what lies beyond the hidden curtain. So it wasn't just in their school days then. It is time. So this is after Skid had his encounter in the Boer War. The custodian must have been what slaughtered all of his soldiers. So there is a lot more going on with Devitt than we imagined. Let's follow this exit first. Is this the custodian? Is this the crooked one? Huge mythical creature, bird with the head of a wolf or a lion? 30 birds. This just makes me think of A House of Many Doors. You could actually romance a million crows. This isn't the way up to the threshold, is it? I don't think I'm done, am I? An enormous black feather. Mine! Summit rises above the fog. Through all I see is fog and endless ocean of clouds that we are going to get further lost in. Hello? Who's gonna attack? Is it a hopo? Something's out there getting closer, and we're just gonna stand here and watch. Who have we got here? Is this all of our friends? Is he asleep? He is now. It has been so long. I'd begun to lose hope that he would ever awaken. Were you able to speak with him? Anthony, Devitt has forgotten everything. Everything. Good heavens. It may be for the best. Our research is likely to take some time. If he truly has amnesia, his condition will protect him until we are ready. But should we fail? Remember what happened to Hugo. Ashton entered the Veil in full knowledge of what might happen, and we'll succeed where Wright failed. We will use a serum to induce primal terror in a controlled environment. In one stroke, we shall overcome all of our obstacles. But when the time comes, we must have a means of guiding our dear friend back to us. So getting hit in the head with a hammer, being led, there he'll be safe. Alright, could I combine these then? The broken mask is assembled, similar to the one I found in Alexander's safe house in London. Was this mask meant for me this whole time? The root was wiggling, wasn't it? Or am I just imagining things? The ruins are no longer there. We didn't take the left exit, which I'm curious about. It's just back out here. Exits, so good. So I didn't miss anything then. I don't want to come back and wander through the mist. The man at the entrance said that these ruins contain access to the threshold, but I see nothing. Devitt said it's the starting point, the first place to look. Darkness will light your way. What did he mean? Nothing but ruins, darkness will light my way. I put the mask on, the eyeless mask, and here I am in the stage. Not on the stage, up here. A man is standing next to an open curtain. Welcome, Dr. Wakefield. Alexander Dupree. Yes, I have been waiting for you. We all have. How did I get to this place? I was in that pit in Elis Moor when suddenly I found Devitt, but he disappeared. I journeyed through the fog and found myself here, but how was this possible? Elis Moor. I do not know that name. Many paths in our world lead to this place, Dr. Wakefield, and I know only a few. In some of Jah-Elathal's mirrors, you see the truth leaking into our world. And in others you see yourself. I knew you would reach us at last. He was certain of it. He? The first founder of the Order. So I knew that it wasn't. It couldn't have been Alexander and his school friends, and then Alexander starts some big organization of his own. The Artifacts. Do you not know his name? Hugo Ashdown? Anthony Beechworth? Jeremiah Devitt? Hugo is a character we have not had much interaction with. Anthony had his father's book with the notes. Jeremiah has forgotten things. Could it have been Jeremiah? He's forgotten his own self. Mr. Devitt? Truths can be hard to accept. Yes, Jeremiah gathered us all under the same rule. Videte ne quisiat, see that no one knows. We knew of the final truth which lay beyond the threshold. This is what the playwright was committed to finding. This was Jeremiah's obsession. The first language, which is said to grant the power of creation. After our experiment at school, we realized that the path of the Ancient Ones was watched by a fearsome guardian. We needed a way to circumvent the inexorable gaze of the bird. I found Captain Skid, who had met the bird and lived. We decided to use him as a test. It was a catastrophe. We eventually found the survivors, but their memories were incomplete. Jeremiah had fared the worst. He had been left devoid of any memories that were related to our efforts. We were desperate to find a solution. Hugo tried and failed. And then Anthony and I miraculously came across a formula that lay forgotten for centuries. At last, it was time to bring Jeremiah back into our ranks. Okay, so it wasn't Alexander and his school friends who began a cult. It was Jeremiah and his school friends who began a cult that Alexander then took over for him. That was nearly a disaster as well. I did not anticipate Anthony's sudden madness or the extent of Father Ernest's decline. Mercifully, Jeremiah's life was spared. So getting hit with the hammer was not part of their plan to induce terror then. But something else was wrong. When Jeremiah reached me, he did not remember everything. He had changed. He told me he was going to put an end to all this. He still means to acquire the first language, but he wants to use it to ruin our work. He has already crossed the threshold. Once he learns the final truth, none of this will ever have existed. The Order, the Door, or ourselves. You must stop him, Doctor. You must stop him before the curtain closes forever. No! To the curtain! To the curtain! I must decide. What if I simply allow him then? I trust in my patient. The moment has passed. Now it is too late. We are doomed. Wakefield's fate, save Wakefield's life. Once more I found myself, enshrouded in dense fog. Gradually, the fog dissipated, revealing a busy street in London. The mask that I had worn lay on the ground, melting like wax over the wet cobblestones. You know what? We didn't use a wax jaw. We didn't use a giant bird feather. We didn't use the root. Even though this might have been a good ending, I feel like we missed out on some terminal conclusion. Dizzy and exhausted, I wandered the streets until at last I returned home. It seemed very small, as it always does, after a long journey. As I removed my coat, I found a feather in one of the pockets, the same one that I had discovered before being engulfed by the black mass of the Simurgh. With a jolt, I realized that it had not been a dream, and I was ashamed at how quickly I had deluded myself into thinking otherwise. I kindled a fire and placed the feather on the crackling flames. As it burned, I heard the distant calls of crows in the street. Despite the heat, I shivered. My patient and friend, Jeremiah Devitt, had sacrificed himself. He had accepted the consequences of his friend's actions, and his own as well. He had crossed the threshold, leaving the veil through the red curtain of truth, and forever closed the last door that had led to those horrors. This feels like a good ending to me. but I had not found the strength to follow him. I could not take his place. I doubt that I will ever learn the fates of those who remained there, those who are hopelessly trapped in Zayil-Athal. My thoughts now turn increasingly to the last mission to which my friend Kaufman entrusted me. I must make sure that no one ever learns what we discovered. If the lore is right, there's evidence and myth and rumor all over the world in all cultures. It's gonna be a whole lot of work to wipe it all out. Now this was excellent. It was excellent, but I want to do it again. We have to do it again because we have to see the ending we didn't see. It's only 7:49 right now. I could totally squeeze out. We could rush it. We know the solutions. The only thing I'd be uncertain on is wandering through the forest. I kinda did some guesswork there. Maybe it's just take any route but the ones on the stone until you get to the right exit. So for now, enjoy the music, I'm gonna BRB. And then when I return, we'll see what would have happened if we followed Jeremiah Devitt through the curtain, through the veil. The end. The end. That's it. Alright, well, in that case, let's do it again. I hear the crows calling. Thanks for playing. Thank you for making it. Should we see the extras first? Mask with no eyes, achievements. There's only one extras. Watch a patient's clinical progress. Listen carefully, locksmith. Oh. We could do unlocking the safe without getting the code first. Learn who disappeared in the cliffs, lost in the sea. Master of Hypnotism, explore the depths of the unconscious mind. Man, we gotta find every place in there, don't we? Find all burning statues. We didn't find all the burning statues somehow. Save Devitt's life. That's the end I'm gonna find now. Show your ability at the keys. Is probably make no mistakes. We haven't discovered any secret. Neither neophyte nor playwright. Complete the mask with no eyes. Well, let's redo episode 4 then. Continue is probably not going to put us before the final choice. It does not. Be nice, though. If but there was an ability to make saves that we could load from to see different things. I hate to skip, but we've seen it. We just gotta redo the last bit. He must be stopped. It's a pretty nice twist that it turns out that Jeremiah Devitt was a mastermind the whole time. But going through the veil does change people, and Jeremiah was indeed changed. From someone who wanted to continue this work to one who had lost his memory and now wants to change and ruin this work. Sorry, cool credits. It's gonna take us no time at all to rush through. Maybe half an hour tops. Just doing the walking. The waiting for text, the waiting for cutscene. I don't mind the pace, but there are a few achievements that do require some level of going back and replaying stuff. I did go back last night and finished all the achievements for The Last Door Season 1. Last Door Season 1 is definitely a lot less ambitious than Season 2. It's still ambitious, still a really good game, but Season 2 really expands on everything episode after episode, so Season 2 is so much bigger. So things like replaying episode 3 multiple times. So when you look at the tarot cards, you eventually get all 5 cards. Because you can only look at 3 per playthrough. And it's random which 3 you get. That took... We saw 3 in the course of the stream. And then restarted once to get a few more, restarted another time to get the last one. That takes time, because you can't skip through things, and things go at the same pace. And this is a so much bigger game. A single episode takes as long as even half, or a single episode takes as long as like 2 episodes of the first season. We never did use the route. So it's to say that if I have to repeat lots of things to get some achievement missed, that takes a really long time. A way to hasten things on the repeat at least wouldn't be that bad an idea. And now we gotta wait for it to charge up and then blind us in the face. We're just gonna go right through this. We're gonna make quick progress. Key to door. The next shadowy person. I like this one. All tenderly. Distant caw. So I guess it's those three things you have to see then. Put the disc in the gramophone, come back in, get the jaw. We can't forget the jaw. I wonder if each place has something to find. We find the root and the jaw here. We find the feather over in the woods. I don't think we kept anything in the school area. We break the face? We can break the face right now. Sorry, buddy. That's my jaw now. Dinner tonight. We're pretty much out of groceries. Because we haven't taken the time to do grocery shopping yet. I think I'm going to cook up some of the chicken breasts that I've had thawing. Make some good ramen. Well, not really as good as it could be. There's a lack of vegetables right now. But that broth is sounding so good right now. Chasing these guys around like flies. All this clicking's trying to hurt my wrist. Next flashback to another world. I guess I could browse the internet while these things go through. And there's a first warp, the first cool effect. Do you think they could do this UI warping in the last door? Probably couldn't tech-wise. This is like a technical improvement over the first season too. Just gonna ignore all these suckers. And now this really cool thing of going back and forth. The stone over the tomb is still closed. I'm just going to ignore all the cool stuff around here. We've been to the store a million times, you know exactly where the chips we want are. Cool goblin. I think when I think I see the root wiggling, it's just the pixels wobbling as I move around because it does that a bit. And now we go through, there's a piano, we learned the piano was missing a key. No, it did wiggle. It wiggles sometimes. I'm not just imagining things. See, like there is just some pixel hopping along, but that's not what I'm seeing. I see the actual roots moving sometimes when I'm in a stationary position. See, when I click like this, I think that's me putting the cursor over the chair, but it's not. What if I skip right through and play the piano right now? Do, do, do. I cannot possibly play a melody without the assistance of a music sheet. Man! Alright, back into the mirror. That's sealed tight, we can't open it. It's just a counterpart to the open hole in the dirt on the other side of the reflection. And while I go through this, back to browsing around. Discord's got nothing. Oh, there's something over here. Don't think I moved for this one, just click through the conversations. There's my sheet music. I guess I could see now why the achievement for finding all the notes and documents is in episode 3. Because there's not really any documents to find in episode 4. It's all flashbacks and visions. I thought maybe I just got lucky. Got lucky and the achievement fired early. Fa, sol, la, ti, do, or is it fa, sol, la, ti, do? Fa, sol, la, ti, do? Achievement showed my ability at the keys, so you just gotta do it correct the first time through, no error. Let's get the sheet music, though. We're gonna go through the back way, because if I go back here, we can get second sheet music. And who knows, maybe the second sheet music is gonna help us. Oh, there's no second sheet music after I've used the thing. Or is it this side? The second sheet music! Hopefully it doesn't bug things out to do it this way. So far this only taken, what, 10 minutes? 10 minutes to get about halfway through again? Well, I say halfway. The only thing now is going through the forest. Back to browsing online, browsing online. Is that a new Chuck Tingle? Anything on Reddit? None. Then one more mask to get. We have a vision to watch over here. Same symbols? So maybe just wander aimlessly until I pop back out from the first place I went. And then we go symbol, symbol. What about our Pokemon, the trading card game Pocket? It's about 3 hours more till the day resets. Wonder Pick. Anything good? I doubt. Got those, got those. Nothing of value to waste my Wonder Pick stamina on. There's a Blissey that I hadn't seen. I might try to Wonder Pick this. Oh, I didn't get it! I got the Hoot Hoot next to it. Garbage! What did I pick last time? The Wave? Did I just pick some random one, or... That was a trap, that hanged man. The hanged man was a trap, I remember. Oh, I should have taken the hanged man then? So we went from there to the far left to the far right, which is Dragon. So I don't want to take Dragon twice. And we went to the far left again. Was it plus plus I did? No, it was Wiggles. We can make a mistake. Let's take Wiggles this time. Then we'll take the flag. Flag is wrong. Far left, far right, wiggles. So the plus we've taken. I shouldn't repeat them. Dragon we've taken. Then wiggles we take. And then what? Not drag it again. That took us back to the start. Not the flag. The flag was evidently wrong. That just leaves. The upside down Y then. Which leads us back to the start here. And thus we take the final bit. I don't know if there's any actual clues to give me the correct order except for the final two. Mr. Rabbit. You suspect Mr. Rabbit must have been Jeremiah? Death. Death everywhere. Still got the sheet music. Giant feather. The million crows will get to romance in a house of many doors. Since we've seen it already, what is new and novel to me? Nothing new. Just another click through everything one. Fried chicken, that sounds nice too. Alright, that's it. That catches us up. You see, it takes us no time at all. If we aren't enjoying everything fresh for the first time, getting absorbed into the text, into these scenarios. If we're just mashing through the buttons, it's nothing. That was what, 20 minutes, roughly? 20 minutes of walk-in, mashing through text, waiting for something to transition. Darkness will light your way. So we have the mask. I didn't mean to click it. I wanted to explore here first. We looked for you, Kaufman and I. Truly sorry about your friend, and sometimes terrible fates befall companions of travelers. The other world protects itself, conceals itself within a veil, reacts violently when the veil is disturbed. He had a coffin would make it, but knew you would. Okay, this time all we gotta do is get beyond the curtain. In we go. Save Devitt's life. Oh, that's it! The difference is whether we go in or not. Once more, I found myself enshrouded. What's the purpose of the wax? The feather? The root? Dizzy and exhausted, I wandered the streets, until at last I returned home. Maybe the twist is this is Devitt talking instead of Wakefield, since we've run in there and taken his place. I barely recognized it. I crossed the dusty threshold like an intruder. I noticed for the first time that I was holding the robe of the playwright in my hand. Kindled a fire and threw the robe into the flames. As I watched it burn, I remembered the black ocean. I had stood there on the beach, staring up at the terrifying heights of the vertiginous Mount Quoth, where the verb is said to lie. Then someone touched my arm. It was Dr. Wakefield. Our encounter on the endless dunes had not been an illusion. In his quest to find me, he had ventured into the veil itself. He said nothing, but it was not necessary. He had come to take my place, to sacrifice himself. He stayed behind and closed the door after giving me the chance to escape. His reasons, I will never know. I do not know what happened to Alexander and the others, but I fear that they are trapped in Xylathal for all time. I stared at the endless rain splattering against the window, and I remembered that I had something else to do. A last promise to keep. Videte nekisiat. Make sure that no one will know. Well, this is mysterious, though. There's gotta be something to necessitate the root, the jaw, the feather. The credits are lovely, and these guys all deserve their credit, but now I gotta see. Community hub. Let's see what we got here, guides. There's gotta be something I missed, right? Get the compass and second fragment. Was that so hard for people? Save scum for achievement hunters. Full walkthrough, not so full achievement guide. 100% achievement guide. Beyond the curtain. Devitt's fate, save Devitt's life. Wakefield's fate, save Wakefield's life. We got those both. Read all letters, note stars of the game. We got it. New bearer. Complete the mask with no eyes. The extra. Secrets and secrets. Huh. Missing key to the piano, place a sheet music and start playing it. If you play one of 2 known secret melodies and leave the room with the piano, the secret will count as discovered. Working melodies. Fa, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, fa. Monkey Island theme. Da, 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 da. Is that it? Indiana Jones theme. Cool. But... so that's achievement guide, right? Master of hypnotism. Ugh, all that. Still going strong? Well, we got to the ending, Gregory. I had to see. But... so we got 2 endings. And the 2 endings, it would seem, pecking on glass. The 2 endings, it would seem, is whether Dr. Wakefield turns around when the curtain is closing and saves himself. There's more going on in the darkness here. And the other ending is if I rush in and take his place. It's a very 10-10 game, Gregory. I love it. It's definitely a very strong continuation of Season 1. But I have to wonder what the purpose of these extra objects I got were. In 2 endings, we ended with Root, Feather, and a Jaw piece, so we didn't even need. Oh, Gregory, they're excellent games. They're definitely worth going onto wish lists, or definitely worth picking up. They could just be extra items. The guides on Steam that talk about full achievements have nothing to say about the extra items. They don't seem to do anything for achievement purposes. Full walkthrough, not so full achievement guide. Lots of things about secrets. Slate disc, rusty key. They don't even touch the root there. Interact with the wax statue, the links to get a jaw. So, they do get the wax jaw. Black Feather, Mask Piece, Broken Mask. Dialogue options. And then 2 endings, Wakefield Fate, Devitt's Fate. Huh. I guess they really are just extras. And speaking of extra, there is the extra the mask with no Ys. It's a good thing I have no qualms with looking up the walkthroughs after playing a game. Since otherwise, I would have played through a 3rd time and spent 20 minutes clicking through everything to skip through it again to see if there was anything on the screen where I have to put the mask on to be guided by darkness. So what's the extra then? The extra episodes in the 1st season were never big things, so they shouldn't take too long either. Inner Circle is gathered once again. A whole cycle has passed since the last playwright traveled to the land of shadows and fog. Are these all the people trapped behind, entertaining themselves now that they're trapped here forever? Now the mask with no eyes has chosen a new bearer. Fuck! The path between worlds will be visited once again, and the veil upon human eyes shall be lifted forever. Maybe this is a prelude. The playwright meets now, the custodian of the threshold. Okay, no, this is the experiment that had him lose his memory. An ancient memory guards the door of the mist. May the playwright take its light and stand by its watch unnoticed. This is when them and other conspirators were led by Captain Skids into the Vale. Four wisp of fog shall reveal the truth. The fire of dawn scorches through the barren desert. The boreal embers brighten the dark sky. The pyre of Zephyrus glows in the dark ocean. The austral flame shines the dark forest. The playwright will stand in the center. That's old Jeremiah. And the curtain will be drawn at last. And then its eyes were open. That was a flash of something real quick. That was it. That was it. That's it for the extra. So man, we didn't even get a single secret going through this casually. Watching a patient's clinical progress, listening carefully is pretty simple enough. Find all the burning statues for the Wicker Man. I wonder what's missing for that then. Because we've pretty much been everywhere. Maybe it just takes a lot of backtracking after doing stuff. Didn't even discover our first secret. It was short, it was. Hence, just an extra. An extra that sometimes illuminates some extra thing. Like some of the extras of the first season kind of foreshadowed what was going to happen in the second. That was the first mention of Hugo. It also showed a few things about Wakefield and Johan doing their investigation. And I guess this shows some of the ritual that took place when they tried to take their shortcut through the Vale. The incident that had caused so much groundwork for the first and second season. But yeah, that's it. That's the last door, season 1 and season 2 now. And I had thoroughly enjoyed it. And I enjoyed seeing this go from a series of games that they would post on their website every once in a while, every time a new episode came out. The first season, I would look online every once in a while, new episode amazing, new episode amazing. Never got around to season 2, and now I see how much more expansive, how much more full the story becomes. The technical boost between the first season and the second. And it's also pretty neat to see how these devs, in particular, good old Game Kitchen, going on to clicking a thing here. Going from, I would say, fairly simplistic, but lots of heart adventure games in The Last Door, Season 1 and 2, classic style adventure games, between 2013 to 2016. And then 3 years later, jumping straight up to Blasphemous. From relatively simple adventure games, with not too much mechanical complexity, to one of the more beloved modern Souls-like Metroidvanias, Soulsvanias, and its follow-up sequel, The Stone of Madness. I haven't played, but I have seen a little bit of people playing it. So, they've definitely been building up their skills since 2013. That's really cool. That's really cool to see. You don't really expect that well, it wouldn't be a couple of guys. I mean, clearly they had lots of talent going into The Last Door. The art, the music, the technical prowess. It definitely wasn't, baby's first adventure game studio game. But the technical leap to go from an adventure game to a complex Soulsvania kind of thing, and then onwards to another technical leap in their adventure capabilities between Last Door and Stone of Madness. It's pretty fun seeing a studio go through that progress over the years. It kind of inspires me to maybe pick up Blasphemous 1 and 2, and then Stone of Madness. Never played those before, but since I adored these devs' games, back in the Last Door days, and I see the connections now, it'd be neat going through, not just for the enjoyment of good games, but to see kind of what thumbprints of theirs are visible in the DNA of the game, or just see how they've expanded in their capabilities and their game making from 2013 to 2019 to 2023 to 2025. Gotta be pleased as punch seeing the people who made a game that I enjoyed and then playing to the end and then seeing all the other things they made. But that was really fun. It sucks about Twitch disconnecting halfway through. But the game has been exhausted for as far as it can go, so I think that we are done for today then. I think I'm going to call it there, because what else is there to do when the game has been fully finished from start to finish, and it turns out I didn't need the root, the jaw, or the feather after all? The feather at least makes an appearance in the Wakefield saves himself ending. Oh, Gregory, I'm going to have a good night. I definitely am. Because I'm going to make myself some ramen, to cook myself up some chicken to put into it. I am going to reward myself with some good broth after this. There are achievements to hunt in this game, but I think I'll save myself the sanity and follow some guides to get the achievements done. Especially given, at least playing Season 1 casually, we found a few secrets. This one didn't even see a single one by the end, what the heck? I missed out on every single last one, playing as thoroughly as I could. So who is going to be our raid for tonight? Makazan playing some Philosoma, Craze production value shmup, Gromzon playing some Final Fantasy VI Revisited, You know what? Let's go toss the raid Gromway then. We'll go raid Gromfaloon, really cool guy. And I don't know if I will stream for the rest of this week, because BF's got the next couple of days off, and I do want to get a head start on the Christmas shopping and the rest of the holiday shopping before, before the Christmas season properly begins and everything is overpriced or out of shelves or just really garbage, you know? You want to get the shopping in while the shopping is still good and not just seasonal. So maybe it'll be. It's early? It's already in October, Gregory. We gotta beat the crowds out. I don't want to be shopping for Christmas gifts in December. I want it done. I want the only thing in December to be wrapping and relaxing. But I think I know what we shall be doing next week for the final week of October. The question is the time it's going to take. Because if I'm too slick, we could finish the whole thing in 1 or 2 days, and we can't have that. We have an entire week left before Halloween. Either way, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll cross that threshold, cross that veil. For now, thank you guys for hanging out. Stick around for the raid, say hi to Gromfaloo, and I'm going to make myself some ramen. And I'll catch you guys next time. Take care of yourselves.